Comedy Mushroom Cult Podcast. Couldn't sleep since the last episode. That's that me, Espresso. Yeah. Hit of the summer. It's a bop. I don't know when it came out. I don't know what a bop is anymore. Because just anybody can make bops. And then they disappear. But we need to save Sabrina Carpenter. We need to. It's like a younger, more rough around the edges Taylor Swift. That's what we need to protect her at all costs. Let her say the F word at the end of songs, even if she's on like television and whatnot. Let her do it. She's like 4 feet tall. She's cute. She's blonde. You can put her in your back pocket. Pull her out at any moment to sing that fucking banger. And that's why we need to protect her. We need to keep it on the level. We need to keep everything above board. I'm sure she's got other songs, but that Espresso tune, just play that on a repeat. Just the fucking, god damn it. Well, we almost made it a minute and a half. God damn it. I was trying for the first 5 minutes. We're trying for the algos. We're not really trying for the algos, but you're still not supposed to swear in the first 5 minutes. Someday. Never get media trained. I'm the Sabrina Carpenter of solo shitty podcasts. I don't know what the background's gonna be in the new apartment. I just thought of that because like we've got like the fan, we got the alien, we got like weird art over her desk, shitty lighting in here. I mean, it's like what happens when it actually looks good in the new apartment? I don't know. But no, welcome to the Comedy Mushroom Cult Podcast. Got that me espresso. But you know, people are acting desperate. I don't get it, you know? All my fucks are on vacation. It's a banger. All right, we'll get to it. We're gonna hone in, guys, because your attention is worth more than this. It's not, but just keep like it, follow it, subscribe to the YouTube. I see people are watching. Subscribe, click it, ba-ding. If I had production value, that's what it would do. Shout out to Zoltan for his podcast. That's what his does, where it's like click subscribe, ba-ding, and then there's like a little bell and like a little thing shows up on the screen right about here. Ooh it, ooh it, ooh it, ooh it. That's for the YouTube. But no, it's it'll be cool someday, maybe once we get some money. Like I really want at some point it'd be cool to be like to have people complaining that I sold out while I'm the most popular I've ever been. But I do it for the fans, the ones that hold us down while everybody came around. All right, we're done with music references at this point. Yeah, last week, dude, it's Wednesday. I think, yes, Wednesday today? It is Wednesday, May 29th. This will go out this afternoon, so I don't mind saying the date. I was going to do the podcast Monday, but it was Memorial Day. We had to memorialize things, and I had a show, and I was tired from last week. It's been a whirlwind of a week and a half here. But yeah, and then yesterday, just shit happens, you know? And then now it's today. You guys know at this point that it's going to come out. I may not always be on time, but I'm always there when you call, okay? I'm here when you need it. I'm not the hero you deserve, but I'm the hero you have right now. No, it's been a wild week. Since last Monday, for those of you who listened, and checked in after I hit that house. I am no longer employed by that job. It turns out, allegedly hit that house, just in case something happens. I would not say that I hit the house. If we're gonna get specific about this, I saw the house. Okay, I didn't see the gutter. So maybe the gutter got damaged a little bit by somebody. I'm not placing blame on anybody. Was I behind the steering wheel of the truck? Sure. Was I? Yes. I was behind it. Did something get hit by that truck while I was? Sure. But I'm not claiming fault. All right. There were a lot of things going on. Like the gutter was hidden behind it. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I no longer work there. Because here's the thing about allegedly hitting someone's house. And then everybody's saying, hey, you're good, don't worry about it. That doesn't mean you're good, don't worry about it. That means you're good, don't worry about it, and we'll call you 3 hours later and tell you that you need to take a drug test. And the podcast is the Comedy and Mushroom Cult podcast, all right? We're not passing drug tests over here. That's the next shirt. We're not passing drug tests over here. And it's kind of like... That's the new tagline of the podcast. Comedy Mushroom Cult. We're not passing drug tests over here. But no, it sucks. I really liked that job. But like they wanted to drug test me, and I wasn't going to pass by any means at all. And in a conversation that didn't have wink, wink, wink. All right. Somebody, I won't say who, just in case, because like one of the bosses over there made an empty threat saying that just because I quit instead of taking the drug test doesn't mean I'll get out of having what's the word I'm looking for? Responsibility for said accident, which nobody was looking for shirking their responsibility. Some of us just were looking not to have a failed drug test on their DOT file for the next 5 years when they're moving and need to get a new job. All right. And something's going to happen when you're thrown into a situation with no training, or when your spotter in the truck who's supposed to be helping you back in is actively indulging in the thing that you were getting you were supposed to get drug tested for. So, I mean, it was, and shout out to everybody who tried to help me through that. At work and not at work, whoever is allowed to have helped me in that. I was told to acquire some non-tainted pee. That was what I was told to try and do, to try to cheat the drug test, which, I don't know. Call it a strange moral code, but I'm fine breaking unjust laws, right? Like, weed should be legal. What I do in my own time is not up to them. I didn't show up to work high. I don't smoke. I don't do work high. I don't even do comedy high very often. Like, once in a blue moon now, if I'm having a good time and I try. It just doesn't work, all right? I smoke weed to shut my brain down at the end of the day, and to, like, if it's a boring day or if there's nothing going on, or I need a recovery day. Just like let the brain take a back seat, let the feelings come through, let your creative mind take a little bit of a trip there. I don't do it to like get through the work day. Now, have I smoked weed at work before? Sure. Never at that job. Mostly at like, I don't know, office jobs. Like doing office jobs not high is insane. But like doing active like physical work when you have to like lift things and like get hurt all the time, like I'm not trying to be high during that and get sloppy. Same thing on stage. It makes me sloppy, it makes me too loose, it makes me fucking not be able to connect things anymore. So like we stay off of it when it's important and when it's time. But what I do in my time is up to me. I don't bring that into the workplace. But like that's whatever. That shouldn't be illegal. But like cheating on a drug test, that's fair. Trying to trick a drug test, that's all good. There's like masking pills and like drinks you can drink, and like you drink a whole bunch of water to hopefully dilute it and all that stuff. Like that's fine. That's just like preparing for the test. That's like trying to find ways around an unjust system. Using somebody else's pee, that's against the rules. Like, I'll take a pill that masks what's in my system because it's known. It sometimes works. It sometimes doesn't work. Like, that's up to, like, I have to do other things to make that work. Using somebody's pee that's not mine, that's illegal. Or, like, synthetic pee. Because then especially, like, then I have to, like, dribble fucking some fucking Adderall in it, so like they know that it's like my amphetamines that are in there. So like it's a whole thing. So they were trying to help me, but like I don't know, it wasn't really worth it. But no, like the main boss was like trying to play hardball, and I was like, hey, how about we calm down a little bit? Don't ruffle any feathers here. All right, you're going to have to fix a gutter. You lost a driver for a couple weeks. I was leaving in a couple weeks anyways. It's not ideal for me either. I have to go back to slinging coffee for the next few weeks and like door dashing so I don't go to Chicago completely destitute. I was planning on having another month of like decently well paid work. And now, of course, the fucking stand up dries up a little bit and we have to grind a little bit again. It's just funny how life works, you know? But no, it's a good challenge. I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to be slinging coffee again. It's kind of nice knowing that it's only for like a month. And then I'll probably have to do it down in Chicago. Like it's probably going to be the rest of my life. But no, that's how last week started. And then had Tuesday off all of a sudden because I was no longer with job. And then Wednesday I went back to Ohio a day early. I was only supposed to go like Thursday through Sunday. That turned into Wednesday through Saturday. Hit up the Funny Stop Amateur Night. That was kind of sad. Just because, like, it's amateur night. It's the place that you started, and, like, it used to be packed. And it was always filled with psychopaths. Like, it's always crazy people who are trying to get on the stage. And that still happened, but, like, they at least usually brought people with them. And they need to start bringing people. Because when, like, real people go there, it's nice to perform. And, like, it's always very fun to, like, show what, like, comedy is supposed to kind of look like in front of people. And you can't do that when there's 3 people. But then we had 4 shows, at the Funny Stop, 1 Thursday, 1 Friday, 2 Saturday. They were all great, very, very fun. Could have seen more people, but it was Memorial Day. Like, that's bound to happen. That's nobody's fault entirely. Thank you to everybody who came out to come see me. Ashley's family came out. A couple people I used to sell cars with. Shout out Jay Lyons and Daniel and Tia. They came out. And, like, that was very fun. But it's one of those things where, like, you really understand, and I'm going to preface this. I know how sometimes, like, when I talk about things, it might sound like I'm being shitty, but I mean this earnestly, and I mean it 100%, that, like, I 100% believe in this, and I mean this, that it's nice when you have people who aren't bought in yet. Like, they see you working, you're working hard, you're doing shit, you're kind of pulling off what you said you could, and is kind of loosely impossible to pull off, and I mean, I'm not shit in this business at all. I understand that. I have a long, long way to go. So yeah, sure, I have a lot to prove to a lot more people to get them to come out. That's fine. But we're well past, like, it's like a note that I have saved in my phone. I have conquered the need to conquer the world kind of thing. Like, I've proven enough to myself to know that I don't need to prove anything to anybody. Now I need to, like, showcase and show off my talents and let people know where I'm at and what I'm doing and showing my progress and show where I'm at. And I'm very proud of that. I like showing what I'm doing, but I don't need to prove what I'm doing is right at this point, if that makes sense. And if I haven't proven enough to certain people to make them come out to see and support me, that's fine. That happens all the time. I mean, people support the WNBA online all the time, and nobody's watching the games. I mean, people in the towns are going to the games, and there's people watching it, but, like, talk about it out in the real world. Nobody's really talking about it. But as soon as you say something about the WNBA, people are like, whoa, they deserve to get paid more. Watch the fucking games then. I watch the games. Do you watch the games? No. All right? It's the same thing. I'll get text messages of like, hey, it looks like you're doing great out there. And yeah, come to the fucking show. I'm offering you free tickets. Come do it. Oh, you're going to have to buy a couple of drinks and maybe some food to support the venue that's supporting me? So be it. Like, I'm asking for, like, minimal buy-in. Right now, I give you free podcasts. I throw up clips from time to time. When I'm in my hometown and I'm texting you personally offering you free tickets, I'm doing most of the work for you. All you have to do is throw on something that's semi-presentable to go in public, sit in a room, and have fun. Like, I'm doing the heavy work there for you. All you have to do is show up. It's not hard. It's really not. Like, I said it before I got to, like, this point of nothing. Of, like, come to shows now before you have to start paying for them. And now I'm at a place where, like, people ask me for free tickets, or, like, I'll reach out to them and be like, hey, I can get you, specifically you, free tickets. Or, like, I can help you get to the show if you want to support. And, like, luckily I have a few people who that's good enough for, and I have people who are willing to come to shows and pay full price for tickets. Like, I have a great crew of people who are in, and that's nice for me. And it's also very cool to still have, like, a group of people. Like, you never want to get complacent. It was, like, a nice eye-opening, like, I'm happy with where I'm at with myself right now and my act. I think it's very fun. I think it's very good. But it's nice to know that there's still work to be done to get people out there. And obviously, I'm not, like, selling out arenas. I'm not fucking Tom Segura or Nate Bargatze or Kevin Hart. So obviously there's work to be done. I know that. I'm not blind to it. But it's just one of those, like, nice, like, all right, cool. There's people who, quote unquote, support, hard quotes, that still aren't coming out, and we still have to work for them. I put out this free podcast that, like, everybody who listens to seems to enjoy it, but it's not shared. That's fine. Maybe I need to do more, maybe to do better. That's on me. That's my job to do better. That's not your job. But I mean, let's actually support instead of saying we support. It's very easy to support in theory, but it's very hard to actually support. There's that. But no, it was cool. And it was, like, very fun to, like, have people who have, like, seen me over the last few years being like, oh, well, this is all new, and that's all new, and that was, like, fun. And it was like, yeah, we're out here working. Then I got to do a show at Secret Society in Cleveland, did the Mayhalls, however you say it, the apartment. There might be, like, a cute little clip that comes out of it, from something that I'm kind of working on, but it just, like, works in the moment. It worked in the moment, so that might come out at some point. Like, that'd be fun. I need to hit them up for the tape, but it's a good time, and I don't know. It was nice being back in Northeast Ohio, especially in, like, May, when you can, like, go outside and enjoy things. Going home is always good, and home is where the heart is, and my heart is in Ohio. All right, I said enough musical things, but I don't know, Hawthorne Heights crushed it with that one. But no. So, like, that was that, and then I got to go down to the Comedy Bar in Chicago, above the famous Geno's East in the Miracle Mile, down in Chicago there, right close to Saks Fifth Avenue. It felt like real high class. It was like one of those, like, they ship in the poors to, like, hang out at, like, on the Miracle Mile. But, like, there were, like, actually people at a show on Memorial Day Monday. And it was great. Shout out to Vic for having me. Shout out to the Comedy Bar for having me down as well. It was a good time. I'm really looking forward to Chicago and moving down there. And my new little, I say the quiet things out loud too much sometimes. Not, like, in a weird racist way. Sometimes it might lean that way, but I think I say it with a clear eyes, full heart, can't lose kind of way, of where it's, like, pointing out an uncomfortable truth. But, like, the quiet part out loud for this one is not anything like that. But, like, telling people I live in Chicago now, I have the address, so, like, I technically do. I technically have a place down there. I have a place in Milwaukee and Chicago. All right, I'm kind of balling. Can I not go into one until July 1st? Sure. Can I not? Can I not stay in one of them after June 30th? Double sure. All right, but I have a place in both spots. I'm kind of both feet in, but it's nice, like, getting a little bit of, like, a head start on Chicago stuff. It's very fun. It's very exciting, and I'm very excited. I saw one of my favorite things that's ever happened to me in public. It didn't happen to me, but I overheard it. And I think usually I'll, like, walk around with, like, headphones in if I'm, like, walking somewhere, just because, like, other people's stuff isn't my business, but, like, the city's alive and thriving, and just walking by a bus station, like, in the Miracle Mile, like, a nice part of town, I mean, there's no bad parts of town, but you know what I'm saying. Like walking right by a bus stop, and just I think it was a woman, was on the phone. And I'm not saying that in any sort of like weird, like they were transitioning, anything like that. But like they were in like layers and like aggressive, but still like feminine in the face, if that makes sense. Like I don't know, whatever. It was hard to tell. But I think it's better if it was a woman being on the phone, because they were waiting for the bus, and like out loud threatening to kill people on the phone, but like they were very self-aware of what their situation was, because they were like, as soon as I get a ride over there, everybody's dead. And I thought that was very self-aware. Like, hey, you all need to know that your days are numbered. But my license is in a weird spot right now. My car's in the shop. I need to get an accomplice first. I need to get somebody who's willing to be an accomplice to murder. And then I'm going to come over there and do that. They might not know. But I need to, like, let me call a ride first. Let me get this Uber, and then I'll get over there. This fucking 7 bus is late. But as soon as it shows up and I hit the fucking L and transfer over, once I get to your house, people are fucking dead. So I will see you within the next 3 to 5 business hours. Hopefully you're still there. I thought that was a fun threat, because an hour later on that same block, while I was walking back to my car, I saw somebody in a Lamborghini shooting down that same road. So, like, not like shooting actively, pow pow, like speeding. That's what I was looking for. Like, I'm just fucking out here as a Foley artist. That was a duck walking in a puddle. I don't know, but like, it was just very funny to have somebody be like, as soon as I get a ride to my murder, you're all fucking dead. And then an hour or two later, watching somebody in one of the most expensive cars, and they ruined it. They put one of those like weird like tan camo wraps on it, but that it's got like red involved in it too. Like, it's not even any sort of print that they've ever used in the military, but like they do it to like harden up it just makes a cool car that's already kind of douchey. Like, a Lamborghini's a douchey car. One of my favorite Lamborghini stories, since they don't sell them in automatics, or maybe they do now, but they didn't at this time. But Kobe Bryant paid, rest in peace, Kobe. He paid like more than what the car was worth to transition it into a automatic transmission. He switched it from a manual to an automatic for his wife, so she could drive a Lamborghini. So maybe they make an automatic Lamborghini now, but it's just fun seeing somebody in a Lamborghini. They've got enough money to buy a Lamborghini and then ruin it, which makes me think it's probably leased, which fine. Lease a Lamborghini. That's more money than I have. Lisa Lamborghini is Lisa Lampanelli's, actually. That's her real name. She just changed it because she didn't want to seem pretentious on stage. Shout out to Quick Trip. Quick Trip coffee this morning. Then went to, like, we're on like a whirlwind of a little bit. We're gonna take a beat today, because we go back to work tomorrow, slinging coffee. So come to Copilot Coffee if you're in the area. It's good. They're nice people. They're good people. I mean, when I text the owner and go, hey, if somebody's about to fail a drug test and needs a job for the next month before they move, is that something that you might be interested in? And if they and when they answer, if that person is you, then 100%. That's how you know you're dealing with good people. So surround yourself with good people. That's the most important thing in this world. And don't even, embrace your crew. Like, last night, we had to leave an open mic. We're not going to say names, but, like, one of my good friends, he's a bald comedian from the Milwaukee area, little bit of a psychopath, going through maybe a slight mental break right now, but, I mean, he seems pretty self-aware about it. He said he's okay and safe, and we all need to go crazy. Who am I to tell anybody not to be insane online, right? So like that's what I love to do. That's my favorite thing to do. So if this is their like breakdown, then fine. Welcome to the club. But no, there were like some loud first timers at an open mic, and somebody, I'm not gonna say any names, probably the guy with his hand up, if you're watching the YouTube. I've never been good at, like, angling things when it's, like, a mirror kind of video thing. Me, this guy, Ray Roberts, went up on stage and, like, kind of shut him down a little bit because they were talking and being rude, and one of them was rude to the host. And, like, the host is in a weird position because, like, not even... So it was a female host, and she, like, crushed at her. Like, she's really very funny. I'm not going to say name. Because, again, it's, like, weird. I don't want to put, like, other people's shit out there. But she's very funny. She hosted the Comedy Cabin open mic on May 28th. If you want to find her, find her. She's great. Very funny, based out of Madison. But, like, one of the new ones, like, forced her to hand him the microphone and then, like, kind of tried for, like, a weird awkward hug, and then went on stage and, like, ate dicks for 5 minutes. And then, like, the other guy, like, went right before me and, like, was wearing, like, a weird hat and, like, did a weird pratfall on his way up to the stage, and then was just, like, not even saying coherent sentences, but saying, like, that people don't like PC, or, like, aren't, and, like, people are too PC and aren't laughing at his stuff because we're too PC. And I was just like, hey, man, it's not that we're too PC. You just didn't say anything. Like, you didn't, like, literally all you said was that you were nervous, and that you were sweating like a motherfucker. And then, like, when nobody laughed at that, you're like, oh, people must be too PC. You just didn't say anything. You weren't being funny. You weren't even being, like, you weren't saying anything PC or non-PC. You weren't saying anything for anybody to be offended by or to laugh at or to, like, care about. Like, you just didn't say anything. Literally for 5 minutes, you didn't say anything. Somebody is cackling like a psychopath outside. They probably would have loved this guy's people don't like PC. So I just go up and I was like, hey, if people like non-PC shit, you just weren't saying anything, and I want the last 5 minutes of my life back. That's all I want. And it was his first time. I'm just razzing him because he's talking through the whole thing, and, like, we had, like, a quick little back and forth. I shouted him out for his first time. Then his little fucking weirdo buddy, who was being weird to the host, piped in. I told him to shut the fuck up. Because it wasn't his time. And then the room was reset. Everybody clapped. Everybody was good. Like, he learned to be quiet. And then my bald, insane friend goes up. And while they're, like, still in the because they were, like, leaving to go outside because they were, like, pissed that somebody called them out and told them to shut the fuck up. He called them fucking idiots and was, like, happy they were leaving. When they were just in the staircase, they weren't leaving. They were just going outside for a cigarette. And then they come back downstairs and tried to start a fight with him. So, like, then we have to, like, peel people away, and, like, leave right after. So, like, the fights don't happen. And, I mean, you don't want a fight to happen at a comedy club. That's not good. But it's also, like, getting to be summertime. People are getting in their feelings because they're out in public and like, testosterone's starting to flow a little bit. It's mating season. Like, people are ready to fight a little bit more than they would be. He also sucked. So, like, his feelings were probably hurt. And he, like, had, like, you get, like, that. Here's the thing about being an artist, capital A artist, with quotes around it, is, like, you have to be okay with failure and, like, the sensitivity to, like, put yourself out there and not to be, like, it's a very, if we're going to put this in sexist specific terms, it's kind of a very feminine trait to put yourself out there and be vulnerable, to be, like, hurt, and for people not to care about what you have to say. And, like, a lot of guys, especially in, like, some masculine kinds of groups, they're afraid to, like, be questioned or to seem foolish or to look like they did something wrong because it's not seen as masculine to, like, be seen as wrong. And if you're seen as wrong, you're supposed to, like, fucking puff up and, like, no, I'm doing what I can, blah, blah, blah. Like, right? So, like, it's always dudes that kind of do that. And, like, I get it. Like, it was your first time. You were embarrassed because you sucked at it. You thought it was easier than it was. Then you were weird, and some people fucking called you out on it. That's not a good place to be in. If you're normally not used to, like, getting egg on your face or looking like a fucking idiot. Like, also don't look like an idiot, and then you won't be called a fucking idiot. But, like, you're not used to it. And part of doing stand-up or any art is looking like an idiot sometimes and failing. And just some people aren't used to it, and that's fine. But also just shut the fuck up and back off. You don't need to, like, get all fucking aggro about it. And it happens. but then we have to leave and make fun of everybody about it. But like the point that I wanted to get to, it's always the people who are like, and it was the group of people who said that they like people are too PC and they get offended by everything. And like you were willing to like perform exercise against another grown man. That's how offended and how hard your feelings were hurt. And you spent your whole time talking about people getting their feelings hurt. Like, you are specifically getting your feelings hurt. Like, it's all, like, verbatim from your act. It's just jokes. Why can't you laugh at jokes? Nobody laughs at jokes anymore? Okay, but when it's at your, like, when you're the butt of the joke, then you can't handle it. Okay, that's not fair. Like, not to be one of those, like, you can't punch up or punch down, you punch side, whatever. Like, you fucking, like, go after whoever the fuck you want. That's perfectly fine. But one, make it funny. Two, make it fun. Don't be mean. Three, if you fail, then be ready to get your shit kicked in, like, verbally, not, like, physically. I'm 34. I'm not trying to physically fight somebody. Like I said, I'm not, like, you're gonna make me use exercise to prove my point. Like, I've never once been in, like, a verbal argument with somebody and been like, do you know what? I'm right. I'm gonna do 15 push-ups to tell you that I'm right. Like, that's what a fight is. Basically, like, oh, like, I'm right, and I'm going to show you how right I am by physically dominating you. That doesn't mean you're right. That just means you're a little bitch and you're not good at what you're proving. Fighting's stupid. Violence is dumb. But, like, it's fun to watch. I mean, I like watching the NFL. Like, I like watching UFC from time to time. Like, sure, it's a fun sport. Fights in public, they're fun. Like, arguments are fun to get into. Fights in public, they're fun to watch. It's, like, primal inside of you. Yes, like, parts of you want to beef up and protect yourself. But, like, you're kind of picking, like, when you're a fucking fancy boy doing arts and being a comic, like, there's nothing worse. Like, there's, like, 4 comics that can actually beat people up and are, like, physically, and that's because they, like, did things before they did comedy. Now, when comics take, like, jujitsu and shit, I think they're trying to compensate for doing, like, an art and people, like, maybe thinking that they might not be manly. That's a weird thing. Don't do that. Just be an artist. Be a sensitive boy. Say your words. Talk about your feelings. You're allowed to do it. That makes you more manly than the rest of them. All right? And I think I haven't fought somebody in so long. And so I don't, like, it'd be very easy and mannish to be like, I could fucking win it. I think I could hold my own in a fight at this point. But not, like, I don't think I would win. It's like that one song of, like, I may not be the best I've ever been, but, like, I can be my best for, like, 3 minutes or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not at my, like, I'm the best I've ever been for, like, a short amount of time. Like, I know that I can't get in a fight for, like, 5 minutes. There's no way. But, like, for, like, 30 seconds, I could probably defend myself and get out of the situation. But I'm not, like, trying to physically fight another person. And it's not, like, a bitch thing to, like, run away from a fight or remove yourself from a fight. You use your words, you sit, you go back to the lab, like Eminem says, and you fucking scribble out some new rhymes and let people know. Like, Eminem got the shit kicked out of him, and then he beat him with words at the end. Watch 8 Mile. That's what every man in here needs to do. Right? Like, Cheddar Bob, after, like, those guys are trying to get shot, wants to, or, like, are beating them up, he wants to, like, shoot at them, and they're like, nah, don't shoot at him, and then he shoots himself, showing you that violence is whack. And then Eminem gets the shit kicked out of him after beating up that one dude, right? He tries to fight that one dude, and then he gets stomped out. All right, you can't do that. And what's he do? He doesn't go back and, like, try to fight him in a group. No, he rallies it and he beats them at what they really care about. And that's what you do. So to that little short fuck who sucked and wanted us to try to fight the boys, don't fight us. We don't want to fight. We have friends that are bigger than us and that can fight and will fight you. But, like, we don't want to. We're not tough. We might pretend to be tough on stage, but, like, question us and we'll be like, yeah, you're probably right, you know? But don't try to fight. Like, that doesn't prove anything. That just proves that you're a bitch. Go write a funny joke. Write some roast things. Make fun of him. You know? Get in his face. Talk some shit. That's what we respect. You want us to respect you, don't fight. Just become better and stop being a fuck. I think that's a good lesson for everybody in every form of anything. Like, you don't, like, bad at your job, don't fucking fight somebody. Get better at your job and then fire them. Like, do that. But I don't know. But no, we're at like 35-ish minutes. I was going to talk about something else, but I don't remember at this time. So this is a good old-fashioned check-in, check-up. But please, rate, review, subscribe. If you see the link on YouTube, just like it. Watch it for a little bit. I see the stats. You're not watching it for a long time. That's fine. It's hard to keep anybody's attention. But just like it. Maybe share it. Maybe somebody will like it. If you're one of the people who says you enjoy this, fucking tell a friend about it. Let them know. It's free. It's literally free. Unless you join the Patreon. And join the Patreon, alright? You can send me $3 a month to do nothing. That's fine. If there's ever ads on this, I'll share it ad-free in there. You can join the coffee club. That's going alive and well. Coffee's going good. Have new coffee. It's great. I actually like it a lot. But that's the thing. So support the shit. Buy some t-shirts. Just send me money at Who is Ray Roberts on Venmo and Cash App. Pretty much anywhere you can send money. We're moving and we're working part-time and doing shows and shit. So book me for your stuff. Put me on. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you watching. Go listen to Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. That's the song of the episode. I can't play it anymore because I'm trying to do this the right way. So I don't know. Someday what I'll do is I'll throw a live podcast, which will just be me doing a show, and then I'll like say it's a podcast, and I'll do it for like a half hour or an hour, and we'll kick it, and I'll play music then. And then we'll talk about the music and stuff. Like a live radio show, but I don't have the rights to the music. Okay? We'll do something like that. But whoisrayroberts.com. Gonna update the website here in a few minutes. And then, yeah, rate, review, subscribe, share it. But yeah, thank you for the people who support. Thank you for the people who I still need to earn their support. We're stacking chips, and shout out to everybody who's ever been helpful in this. It's starting to get really cool. It's starting to get really fun. It has been cool. It has been fun. But like, it feels like something's happening. So like, not like real, not like a real thing. Like, I'm not getting a Netflix special. I'm not like headlining clubs, but it like feels like it's close. And that's very exciting. And this is when the work starts. So I appreciate all of you for doing this. I appreciate all the help. And all the help that's offered. But, yeah, at Who is Ray Roberts on everything, whoisrayroberts.com. Thank you for your time. Bye!